Joanna, welcome to the program.
Hi, it's so nice to meet you at last. How are you today?
Yeah, I'm doing well here, as well as can be in a Vietnamese lockdown, but life goes on. You know, Joanna, I've heard so much about the IAPB. It seems like the IAPB is incredibly well connected around the world. How did that actually happen?
Well, so IAPB was set up in the mid-1970s, and the idea was to bring people together. So it's a membership organisation, and it's a global network. I think currently we have over 150 members from around 100 countries around the world. And some are really, really big and some are really small. But IAPB is a home for anyone in the eye health sector to feel part of something. So for the last 40 odd years, we have been working to create a sense of community and voice for the eye care sector. And I think you're right, there are a lot of nice people in our sector, so it's a great place to be.
Now, the IAPB is a partner of the WHO. What does that mean in practice?
So IAPB is in official relations with the WHO, and IAPB has worked very closely with the WHO over a number of years. There have been several resolutions through the WHO, the World Health Assembly, and we've also worked together on the Global Action Plan, on the World Report on Vision, and continue to work together as we look ahead, thinking about integrated people-centred eye care and what that means for our community and what role IAPB can work with our members and with our constituents to help increase the understanding and work with that approach of the WHO.
Well, you know, one of the initiatives coming up appears to be World Sight Day, which is a really interesting day for a number of different reasons, but maybe you could explain that a bit.
I would love to, because World Sight Day feels a bit like my baby. I've been with the IAPB for around about 10 years now. This year, we're pushing the boat out. We're becoming really ambitious. So we're trying to convene the sector in a way that we've never really had before. So it's a whole new scale of ambition.
We are thrilled to be announcing our most ambitious World Sight Day plans yet. This year, everyone counts. We're calling on everyone who can book a sight test, an exam or a screening to check on the well-being of their eyes. We want you to start thinking now how this September we can get over 1 million pairs of eyes tested by World Sight Day.
The theme this year is Love Your Eyes, and we're encouraging everyone, every organisation, every professional out there to think about how they can love their eyes and how they can help us all love our eyes. So it's about understanding our own eye health, how they help us live through our day and all the things they do for us. So for us, World Sight Day is an opportunity to elevate the issue. This year, for the first time, we're also looking to not just communicate this across our sector, but think about how do we take those messages out beyond the eye care community into the wider sector. IAPB can't do this on our own. We are part of a network, part of a community, and World Sight Day is an opportunity for that whole community to come together under this banner of Love Your Eyes. We are working to get 1 million sight tests pledged for World Sight Day. So the pledging window will open a month before World Sight Day, and in that month building up to World Sight Day, we're asking people if they will pledge getting their eyes tested. So this can be an individual pledge, it can be an organisation, a health initiative that's happening, so some of our member NGOs who are doing work out in the community. It's about everything counts, and we want to bring people together and achieve that big number of 1 million to demonstrate that we can do this together. Together, we're stronger.
Absolutely. Well, I remember last year in the run-up to World Sight Day, one of the things that I enjoyed was the photo competition, and seeing some of these really touching photos online entered. The thing that resonated for me was that blindness touches not only the individual, but an individual's entire family in many cases. It prevents them from carrying out their own duties, like maybe a professional job, because they have to take care of this other family member. So I think this message of how much eyesight resonates for the entire world, whether or not you're 20/20, is really important.
No, I absolutely agree. I think that the social and the economic and the quality of life impact of visual impairment for oneself, but also the people around you, is really huge and not to be underestimated. The photo competition we have been running now for a number of years, and each year I am blown away by not just the quality of the images they sent through, but the stories. And that whole adage about how a story can tell 1,000 worlds. Well, my goodness, do we do that with the photo competition? And just bringing together this whole collection of really high impact, powerful and often beautiful and poignant images.
One of the topics that we've been covering of late, was some of the eye care fallout of the war in Afghanistan. Although we've tried to communicate that story, it seems like there's very little that can be done at the moment on the ground there. Given that you're connected to the World Health Organization, could you think of any way that anyone in the eye care industry that could help that situation at all?
I think what we're seeing unfold in Afghanistan is tragic and a humanitarian crisis, and I think that all of our hearts go out to the people there. I think that it is, at the moment, is still very unclear on the ground about what the situation is going to look like. I think there are some immediate needs and crises that need to be met in this crisis, and hopefully when it'll become clearer about what the role of the eye community can be going forward. It was only a couple of years ago that one of my colleagues was in Afghanistan helping with a RAB, so a rapid assessment of avoidable blindness, to map out the situation in the country and in Kabul. These sorts of information form a baseline so that we can understand where services are needed and those sorts of things. Now, with the current political situation, obviously that is going to change, but we would hope that in the future it would be possible to then reassess and understand from the network of the people that already work in Afghanistan or have worked in Afghanistan about what the situation is and what needs need to be most urgently met.
That's a wonderful answer. And, in talking to the two individuals that I did who were Afghans that were touched directly by that situation, it was so emotionally powerful to hear their stories. I think in this moment they felt they could do nothing, and maybe they can't. One thing is you wonder with people like that, if they could somehow repurpose that energy and kind of pay it forward to the rest of the world, maybe in another area, something beautiful could come of that.
No, absolutely. And the very fact, Matt, that you have taken time to find those individuals, talk to them about their stories, and share those stories with me, I know I found them very emotional, and with the rest of the world, you're helping to highlight a really important issue about what's happening in Afghanistan and the consequences of that on eye care and eye health. And I think that's a really important role that you can be playing. So thank you for doing that.
It's our absolute honor. Thank you. I think I'm just about out of questions. This has been a wonderful, insightful talk about the capabilities and the aspirations of the IAPB. Is there anything else that you'd like to add, Joanna?
I would like to say thank you for chatting with me today. The opportunity to talk about World Sight Day is never one I'm going to turn down, so thank you very much. This is something that we've been working very hard on, we're very proud of, and we want to see this work and this resonate for as many of our members and stakeholders as we possibly can over the world. And I know that with your outlets and your publications that there'll be stories of interest and things for you to pick up and follow, so I look forward to seeing that. Think about getting your eyes tested. Everyone counts. Think about being part of the photo competition. Think about reaching out to IAPB and seeing how we can together do something impressive. There's a lot to achieve, but actually this is a sector full of amazing people with brilliant ideas and solutions. And IAPB has been working in the last couple of years to develop a new strategy for the period leading up to 2030 and the SDG period, where we're really thinking about how can we be as effective as possible to achieve that goal of getting eye care services for all. So come and be part of the journey. We'd love to have you all on board.